What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about the Season 1 Reloaded update for MW3 and all the content that we know is going to be dropping. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, there's plenty of brand new coverage going up over on detonated.com for those out there that prefer articles instead of videos. I know I'm one of those people, and there's plenty of coverage every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. As a huge reminder, the Triple XP event inside of MW3 and Warzone, that boost is going away as of tomorrow on December 28th at around 10 a.m. Pacific, which is about 12 o'clock Central. So take advantage of that if you guys out there haven't hit max rank yet for Season 1, maybe you're close to that level, or for those out there that want to level up some weapons and progress through their Season 1 Battle Pass. Real quickly, I also want to thank all you guys out there for all the immense support on my content here with the channel, and even over on detonated.com, since I was honored to have been a part of issue 1 for the brand new Gamer magazine. I was able to get about 3 pages of coverage going over my content journey over the last couple of years and how my content evolved from just videos into streams, the podcast, and now Detonated, a brand new news outlet. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in checking out the magazine, the link will be down below in the description, and I believe a lot of proceedings for the magazine have gone straight to St. Jude's, which is absolutely incredible. But in terms of Season 1 Reloaded, the update itself is meant to go live on January 17th at about 9 a.m. Pacific, which is 11 o'clock Central and 12 o'clock Eastern. I'm really happy with just how much content has gotten developed and scheduled for January, since we're avoiding a big drought that we saw last year with MW2. Obviously, the content schedule was a bit different last year, where Season 1 released in November, which meant that the mid-season update and the Christmas event and celebration ended up dropping in December, which left January completely open with literally nothing. There was a month plus of just nothing going on for MW2 until I believe it was the second week of February when Season 2 ended up dropping. We've avoided that completely this year, which is a nice breath of fresh air. There's been lots of content developed and ready to go while devs are away on holiday break, and right when they get back from holiday break, they can just go ahead and grind future season content. It's probably as far as Season 3 or 4 by now. But in terms of the file size and preload dates for the mid-season update, I'm gonna guess that on around January 15th-ish, the preload should begin to pop up for PlayStation and Battle.net, then later for Xbox and Steam. Typically, Xbox and Steam don't see the preload until the morning of launch, but PS4, PS5, and even Battle.net users should begin to see it a good day and a half, possibly even longer, prior to the start of the mid-season. And I'm also expecting that the update itself will pop up in the PlayStation database, and will probably be reported on Twitter by PlayStation Size. That'll probably happen on like January 13th to the 14th, possibly even sooner than that. But in regards to how big the update may be, judging off of last year's mid-season 1 update, that was about 20 gigabytes, but there's never really any way to know how big a patch is about to be. It could be a lot bigger than usual to decrease the overall game size. It could have a bunch of future season content packed into it, not necessarily for the mid-season update. So I'm gonna guess roughly 10 to 20 gigs, but I'll keep you guys posted with more information as we do learn a little bit more. But in terms of when the marketing may begin for Season 1 Reloaded, I'm going to bet that right now, based on how typical seasons are marketed, we should start seeing some information, whether it's a blog post and roadmap, on around January 10th or January 11th. That is roughly a week before the start of the mid-season. I do want to remind you, though, that the mid-season updates for MW2 were a bit weird and actually got a bit more confusing as the seasons progressed. We were starting to see marketing as late as Monday, 2 days before the start of the mid-season update. We saw that a couple of times, but I would say if MW3 is anything to go off of so far, we should definitely see marketing a good week before. Then again, to play devil's advocate, the Codmas update ended up getting marketed with the full blog post and trailer on the day of launch. So we'll have to wait and see how Season 1 Reloaded is going to be handled in terms of marketing. But jumping into the content that we'll be seeing throughout Season 1 Reloaded, beginning with multiplayer, we have a brand new 6v6 map known as Rio. As I said in the blog post, take in the vibrant colors of Rio de Janeiro as you battle across an upscale shopping center. I probably butchered that. Face enemies in tight corridors throughout the small mall, or move throughout the vibrant exterior streets in this medium-sized map. Look for vantage points in the covered walkway, over the garage, and on top of vehicles. Spacing is tight, so be ready to engage. And really happy with the fact that we've gotten a bunch of original maps thus far in Season 1. They also confirmed that we're getting 3 more original 6v6 environments in Season 2. I'd rather than focus on original maps for the first couple seasons, then maybe do some remasters later in the game's life cycle, but let me know how you feel about that down below. Also, clarification on Gunfight. For those out there that were confused, I know I was as of a few weeks ago. The initial Season 1 blog post did confirm we were going to be seeing 6 Gunfight maps in rotation throughout the first season, and we all thought, okay, I guess that means another original Gunfight map is coming mid-season, since all we knew about was training facility, a new environment, 4 carry forward maps from MW2, which include Shipment, Exhibit, Black Site, and Alley, and that was it. But little did we know, Rust is also a part of that map rotation, which isn't exactly a quote-unquote new map, but is new for Gunfight. We didn't have that in MW2 2022, so those are our 6 maps right there for Gunfight gunfight inside of MW3. I'm sure more gunfight experiences are going to be added in future seasons, but for now, that's all we got. In regards to game modes now for MP, we have Headquarters, which is, I believe, a fan favorite that we've seen in quite a few Call of Duties now. That could be dropping any day now. They could just randomly throw that into the rotation on any given Thursday, even before Reloaded or slightly after it. There's no real way to know. But then we have something called Team Gunfight, which is kind of similar to the Snowball Gunfight LTM we currently have with Codmas, but this sounds even crazier. So as they wrote here in the blog, in the 6v6 version of Gunfight, played on standard MP maps, players all receive the same randomized loadout at the start of each round. This loadout changes throughout the match. The team that best adapts to the assigned gear is bound to land the eliminations needed to earn victory. So it's going to certainly play a lot differently from the regular iteration of Gunfight we currently have, but I think the reception to Gunfight every year just gets better and better, so this will likely be a staple for COD multiplayer moving forward, which I'm excited about. But also can't forget about ranked play for MP, which is currently being developed by Treyarch. I'll probably make a separate video on just ranked play in the next couple of days, kind of recapping some specific information that's probably too much for this video, but according to leakers, we're going to be seeing 13 rewards added in for those out there that do grind ranked play. We also got our first look at a lot of the operator skin rewards, which again I'll go in more detail about in a separate vid, but to show you guys some glimpses on screen, there's some brand new operator skins which haven't been received all that well by the competitive community. I've seen a lot of complaints about how these skins look. There's also a bunch of leaks that surfaced in regard to hardpoint rotations for a lot of these CDL experiences we're going to be seeing in MP, and even some animated calling card rewards. There's obviously also a plethora of a bunch of team skins and team packs they're going to be releasing relatively soon, so quite a bit to look forward to in terms of the competitive front. And for those out there wondering what's going on with Warzone ranked play, we'll talk more about that in a separate vid later, but Treyarch as of now did confirm that isn't going to be releasing with Season 1 Reloaded. Now, to kind of round out the multiplayer portion of this video, we have a brand new event dropping in the form of Vortex. I mentioned in some previous vids that January 3rd is essentially our next quote-unquote big update, but I think in comparison to Reloaded, it's almost a mini update, but has a fair amount of content that is worth dropping on its own, and I'm glad they're doing it this way. So Vortex drops on January the 3rd, featuring the Raygun LTM for MP, 3 map remixes, which are all very post-apocalyptic looking, and there's even an in-game XP challenge event allowing you to earn a free animated camo known as Magma. There's also an Ultra skin dropping, which will be encouraged to be purchased to progress that event faster. We talked more about that in a separate vid, but that's completely separate from the mid-season 1 update, which is really exciting. What is dropping though, with Reloaded, reportedly at least, is the collaboration with The Boys. So we're getting a second collab with the Amazon Prime TV series with the mid-season 1 update, and we're going to be getting a challenge event in the form of The Boys versus the 7. Some challenges already leaked out online, and I believe the blueprint reward for the event also leaked, and it looks pretty damn cool. But apart from that, we're also going to be seeing 2 operator bundles, one for the fan favorite A-Train and one for a new character debuting in Season 4 of the Amazon series, and this is somebody known as Firecracker. So quite a bit to look forward to, but on top of all of that, the cherry on top here is that the souped up LTM that we saw in Warzone last year during MW2 Season 4 Reloaded, that's coming to multiplayer this time. I don't believe that event is going to drop for Warzone at all, which I think is fair since MP really didn't get much last year. I mean, we saw the souped up Temp V LTM inside of regular BR, Resurgence, even DMZ, then a dedicated playlist for that came out shortly before the start of Season 5. So we're getting that, I believe, for multiplayer this time around, which is still pretty exciting. And I can't forget, they're going to be re-releasing the bundles for Homelander, Black Noir, and even Starlight. We also have 2 DLC weapons to look forward to. The first one is the HRM-9 SMG. As they mentioned, it's a light yet stable 9mm submachine gun for close quarters combat and putting down enemies rather quickly. They mentioned in the blog that it's going to be an armory unlock, so that could also drop any day now, really. They don't have to wait till Reloaded to go ahead and drop in this new weapon. I'm assuming it'll be added as an armory unlock whenever a new set of weekly challenges does get added in, but it's a little unknown since we haven't really seen a system like this before for COD multiplayer, so we'll have to wait and see just how they drop the HRM through an armory unlock. But then we of course have the Evolve Ray LMG. So yeah, we're getting 2 DLC LMGs throughout Season 1. I mean, we got the first one already, which is the TAC Eradicator. Now we got the Evolve Ray, which is really exciting. So this weapon is going to be unlocked via the classified Battle Pass sector that you can currently see as of right now. As a reminder, the classified sector always gives us a bit of a timer as to when the mid-season does begin, since as we saw in MW2, classified sectors only open up during Reloaded updates. So inside of this classified sector, you should see several cosmetic rewards requiring you to do challenges to unlock them. Then the final reward, or the HVT of that sector, should be the TAC Evolve Ray light machine gun. It's confirmed in the blog post that it can fire both 7.62 and 5.56 ammunitions with minimal adjustments needed. It'll be versatile and exceptionally lethal in the right hands. But to build onto that, we're going to be seeing additional weeks of challenges and other aftermarket parts probably launched with Season 1 Reloaded. So as we've been seeing over the last couple couple of weeks with the resets. You could do 5 weekly challenges to get your hands on one reward, and it's also building progress towards the Coherence free universal camo that you can get after week 8. So if you do at least 5 challenges every single week, all the way up until the end of week 8, you'll get that free universal camo at the very end, which is pretty exciting. But there's been quite a few aftermarket parts already confirmed for Season 1. Several have already dropped, and I'm sure they'll save a few more or introduce some new ones by the time Reloaded rolls around on January 17th. But then moving into zombies, what's crazy is that this time around, not much is really known for what Season 1 Reloaded entails for the MWZ experience. As of now, only the Dokkaebi Warlord boss has been confirmed, and it's unclear if it'll be in the form of just a random fortress update, a fortress reskin with the one we already have in Urzikstan, or is it something tied to additional Act 4 missions? I want to guess it's the latter, considering that Act 4 only has 1 mission right now. I bet they're gonna fill that up with even more missions throughout the next couple of seasons. It was confirmed on Reddit by Treyarch that I believe Act 4 is the last act, at least for Urzikstan, and they'll just be adding missions to that over the next couple of content updates. So that's probably what's happening when it comes to Dokkaebi, but I'm aware there's leaks in regards to exfil streak rewards, a wallet system. There's things to be desired like a schematic plan for the VR11 Wonder Weapon. One even got rumored for the Bloodburner bike. I don't really want to see too much added in Season 1 Reloaded. I want to make sure that Season 2 has a crazy efficient amount of content for zombies, but I'm still hoping they drop in a couple of surprises for January 17th. Either way though, Season 2 isn't that far away from the mid-Season 1 update, so I'm sure zombies fans have nothing to worry about when it comes to how much content is coming to Urzikstan over the next month and a half. But I'll of course make follow-up zombie videos as new information is learned. There still are some leaks out there that are worth talking about, but likely aren't for Season 1 Reloaded. Jumping into Warzone though, there are some really cool features coming, which I did elaborate a little bit more on in a previous video, but just to reiterate for you guys, DMZ lives on, at least with Season 1 Reloaded of Warzone here, since weapon cases are coming in, and it's unclear how they're going to work. Does that mean you have to grab one and somehow exfil, or do you grab one and then it just counts as an unlocked weapon case? How many times do you have to grab the case? Is it 6-7 times like we saw in DMZ? Well, there's also something called covert exfil coming into Warzone, a secondary exfil option apart from winning or dying. This may go hand in hand with the weapon case, so I'm curious to see how this gets implemented and whether or not DMZ fans are going to be happy to see some of these DMZ mechanics, but inside of Warzone BR. Lots to look forward to there, on top of Champion's Quest for Urzikstan. For those out there that like getting those 5 consecutive wins and doing that contract in that 6th game, that's coming back, and there's a free reward tied to completing Champion's Quest in the form of this ultra looking skin here. It looks reactive, it looks insane. There's probably other rewards tied to it, which we'll be talking more about as we learn more information. Also, can't forget about the Lockdown LTM for Vandal, which is exclusive during MW2 cycle. That's also coming back here during Reloaded, which I think is going to play even better with the MW3 movement integration. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on everything we know so far about Season 1 Reloaded for MW3 and Warzone? Are you hopeful that there's other surprises that haven't been confirmed yet, haven't even been leaked, or do you think it's a fair amount of content for January to keep us going until Season 2? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.